How to improve your reading skills? Many people have trouble with reading. Reading well takes time, practice, and practice. The most important thing to figure out is the purpose of your reading. Looking at instructions to build furniture and studying a textbook are not the same thing. Once you have figured out your purpose, then you can choose to focus on what are known as intensive reading techniques that stress things like vocabulary and speed, or instead on extensive techniques that will help you engage with the meaning of a text in a deeper way. First, make sure make sure you understand the type of text you have. Ask yourself, what type of work am I reading? Is it information based, like a newspaper, a textbook, or manual? Or it is more creative, artistic, like a novel or short story? This matters. For instance, if you are reading to follow instructions like a receive or assembly guide, you will need to understand the exact meaning of each step. If you are reading a text that has lots of information like a textbook, then you will be reading most of all for new information or things you don't know or understand. Second, decide on the purpose of your reading. The reason why your reading has an impact on how to read. For instance, reading a novel for a class can be different than reading a novel for pleasure, since you will be accepted to understand and remember the text rather than just enjoy the experience of reading it. Ask yourself, what am I reading for? If you are reading to gain information, for instance, to meet work or school requirements, then you will probably want to try extensive techniques. If you are reading to practice pronunciation, learn vocabulary, or study grammar, then you will be probably want to try extensive techniques. Third, scan your reading before you begin. Whatever the purpose of your reading is, taking a few minutes to look the piece over is very helpful. Check and see how the work is structured and presented. These are easy ways to increase your understanding. What? Whatever the purpose of your reading is, taking a few minutes to look the piece over are very helpful. Check and see how the work is structured and presented. These are easy ways to increase your understanding. First, does the work have a title? Second, is there a table of contents you can scan? Third, is the work divided into separate sections? Next, fourth, does the work have any extracts like bolded keywords, illustrations, or graphs? Reading extensive. First, read intensively if you want to practice the fundamentals and learn vocabulary. Extensive reading is focused more on individual details of what you are reading. If you want to practice pronunciation, study grammar, or learn vocabulary, you will want to read more slowly and focus more on individual words and sentences. Second, look for just the gist of a text's meaning. For extensive reading, It is not always important to worry about what something means in a deep way. Just trying to get a general sense of what the reading is about. As you read, you will focus more on details like spelling, pronunciation, and the rhythm of sentences. Don't get too caught up in parts you don't fully understand. Don't get too caught up in parts you don't fully understand. If you can summarize the main point of what are you reading, and then you are doing okay. Third, read out loud. This can improve your reading skills because it makes you be involved with the text in two ways: with your eyes as you look at the words, and with your ears as you listen to them. Reading out loud is also key if you are trying to practice pronunciation. Fourth, try to guess the meaning of any new words. When when you come to a word you don't know, then try to reach for the dictionary right away. Instead, try to guess the meaning of the word based on the other word around it. For example, say you are read the following sentences and wanted to know what pessimist means. My mother is always happy and optimistic, the total opposite of my brother, the pessimistic. For the sentence, you can gather that pessimist means the opposite of being a moody or angry. Hmm. Pessimist jingo needs herring interdict construct. Write down new words you want to learn. If you come to any words that you can't figure out, then write them down and look up their meaning in a good dictionary. And that way, you can study the words later too. Read as often as you can. The more you can, the easier it becomes. Practicing, practicing for at least 15 to 30 minutes a day, every day, will make a big difference. Read whatever interests you if you are just trying to improve your basic skill. Reading things you are already gone through can build your confidence. Except tips. Expert tips. PhD in education candidate, Stanford University. Be thoughtfully about the books you choose to read. PhD candidate and former teacher Soren Regier says the best thing to do get better at reading is to read a lot independently. Look for books that you are interested in and that are also at your reading level. If you are reading texts that are too hard and you have to struggle through them, then you are not going to enjoy reading. First, try extensive reading if you are looking for understanding. Extensive reading works when you are trying to determine the meaning of what you are reading. The technique focuses on overall picture. It's best for things like studying a textbook, reading a newspaper articles for information, or reading a book for school. Second, take notes on your reading. If you want to read to understand something on deeper level, then like studying a textbook, it helps read more actively. Keep a notebook out and make notes on important things you notice as you read. For intense, you can make bullet points to summarize every time you come to a major idea. If there if there are key terms or dates in whatever you are reading, then make a note of those as well. If there are parts you don't understand, write down the questions you have and come back to them later. Second, annotate your reading. If you are able to write in or mark of whatever it is you are reading, this can also help increase your understanding. For intense, you can underline or highlight important passages. You could also try things like circling key terms and writing notes in the margins. Next, fourth, review what you are reading by summarizing it. Every so often, stop and writing a few sentences in your notes and summarize what you are reading so far. Putting the main ideas into your own words and writing them out is a way of checking that you understand what you are reading. Going back over the material also helps you remember what you have read. If you have trouble summarizing or remembering any part of what you have read, go back over it again. You can also try out a summary in an outline form rather than to full sentences. Identify keywords and accepts. When you encounter a word or accept that seems essential to text meaning, then make a note for it. If you are reading a textbook, then this might even be set apart in bold print or in separate vocabulary section. You can write the words or concepts down to study them later, or even make a set of flashcards. If you come across a word or concept that seems important but it is not clearly defined in the text, look up its meaning in a dictionary or encyclopedia, either online or print. If you see certain words being used over and over again, that's another sign that they are important for what you're reading and what's looking up. Staying focused and motivated. Read with a friend. Getting through a text can be easier and more fun when you are not doing it alone. For intense, you can try reading the same section of a text as your partner, then taking about it to make sure you both understood the main ideas. You can also share your thoughts and ideas to help you practice and know what you are reading. To improve reading aloud, you can ever pair yourself with someone you feel a better reader. While your partner is reading, listen to your their pronunciation, speed, and rhythm. Take a turn yourself, then ask your feedback. Choose the right reading environment. If you are really want to concentrate on your reading, step away from television, music phones, computer, and chatty people. These instructions make it hard to focus on dragging out reading and causing uh, frustration. Try reading in a quiet, well lit place with a desk and a comfortable chair if you can. Use a pointer. Use a pointer while reading if you have trouble focusing on the page. Take a bookmark, a ruler, or a small piece of paper and set it on the page you want to read. Slide it down so you can only read uh, one line of text. Then move it down to read the next line, and so on. Doing this can make reading feel more manageable. For reading something you are interested in. Read something you are interested in if you have a choice. It's no surprise that you will be more motivated to read a text that you genuinely care about. If you are given the chance to select books of your of or other things to read for yourself, seek out topics you are interested. Track your progress. Keep records like a list of books or articles you have gone through and how many minutes you read each day. Seeing how much you have accomplished over time can encourage you to take making progress. Thank you very much.